You do realize that the entire base looks exactly like one of those slimy things from down in the swamp.
A hiver?
No, I think he means a fish.
Yes, very astute of you, Sand. So, why is it the three of us stand upon this hill?
The expansion. That's why.
You're ready to grow the walls?
Yeah, the time's now. We need to start thinking big. We got resources, we got power. Hell, we got the brains.
Damn right you do. Well, I do.
Yes, exactly. And I plan to use those brains. I've drawn out something of a plan. I'd like the two of you to go over it, make sure that we're not missing anything. Those Holy Nation bases that we saw, they were protected. Were protected well. I think we can do the same here. Use some of the techniques that we've seen.
Indeed.
Yes, it could work. However, it will take a lot of work. Are you prepared to go the distance?
You know I am. And if we need more resources, I can get them. We've got the cats to do it now.
Well, you sound confident enough. I will discuss the design with Izumi, and then we can begin.
It's gonna take a lot of hands for this one to get it done. And it's gonna take a while, but it's the first big step in making this place something more than what it is now.
And it will give the others space for their bar.
Yes, exactly. It'll be good for morale in the long run. Right, let's get to it. Kia ora, guys, gals, and Legionnaires. Rycon here, and welcome back to Kenshi. As you can see, Sand's plans have been implemented, and we're going to have a whole heap of that as we start to work on the Great Outer Wall, part of our great expansion. And it is quite the wall, extending all around our little valley here, and with only one entrance in. Yes, that will mean it'll be a little bit of a pain in the ass if we want to head off in that direction, but safety is our foremost priority. It looks like our team are focusing, first of all, on ramps, which, hey, that's okay. It's going to help with our construction of things. This, however, is going to use a great deal of resources, so we need to make sure that we are staying on top of that. Thankfully, after the last episode, we have more than enough battery power and enough power coming in at this point. However, we don't have anyone that's actually working here right now, so let's try and see if we can get this ball rolling. Oberlin is running about, I think, collecting resources because most of our folks are set as engineers. We're actually going to take Oberlin off and get her to focus on mining for now. The same goes for the rest of our miners, and Ruka should be operating this here. However, she is not. The reason she isn't is because we don't have any resources in there right now, so we really need Oberlin to hop to it, and anyone else that actually works that. Yes, there we go. Rain, let's go ahead and place you here. We'll actually just put engineer beneath, because then if there is a chance that everything's full up, she'll be able to go help with the construction. But this way, we're going to have less people sitting around, which we do have some sitting about for now. We've got Ridley and Hammett, who are our farmers. Now, we could give them engineering jobs as well, but generally we're going to want them to be ready to run back and start working the fields at a moment's notice. But if they're hanging around for too long, we might look at changing things up there. Yes, indeed. Now, before we go too much further, the only other thing that I'm going to have a look at here is where our water is. Right now it's all hanging out in here, and it's actually full in some cases. The reason that's happening is we don't have someone running that water. So I'm going to have a look at those jobs there and actually get people making sure that that is going to turn up to here. Except we can't. No, we can't, because, well, we are being attacked yet again by spiders. 3 of them this time. They seem to be coming at an accelerated rate. We have Rosie, Barker, Hanbu, and Spot all around here, but not to worry, because we have Stubbs Mamuso close at hand who is ready to assist with this. We're actually going to grab all of them to run over and assist with this. So we're going to go and just put an attack target here. We're going to take this group here. We're going to attack target. And let's see how this goes. Dogmeat should be able to do a number. Friggin' one-shots. Excellent job, Dogmeat. Tearing off limbs. Taking quite a bit of damage at the same time, though. But here we go. They're rushing in. Gosh, look at that running. Both Stubbs and Park looking like they're straight from an anime. Running in, and looks like they will be able to get a few hits in before the spiders go down. They do. They do. Come on, nearly down. Stubbs getting in with that final swing. Others coming to assist, and we are okay, just like that. Now, Stubbs, how about you go through and just collect some trophies from these things, making sure that they stay dead. And you can tell them all that, well, it was Stubbs Muso that saved the day. And we know that's all the truth, right? No one would doubt that, not for a second. Now, poor Dogmeat did get downed, and Rosie and Barker are watching over her. It's gonna be okay, Dogmeat. Gary, I appreciate you helping us out as well, but you can get back inside the walls. So, as I was saying, let's go get some jobs divvied out. Okay, so Ribbon is kind of our go-to everything man. And he is now going to be our main water runner. He should be able to take a little bit in his wooden backpack. Okay, we're taking 5 at a time, and before long we should actually see that get completely filled up, which is going to make a big difference for us. Having a look at these, we're actually maximum capacity on our cacti here. We got a lot. Now, having them there is useful, but I think it might be more useful if we can keep them closer to home. So let's have a look at chucking down some more storage inside, some general cacti storage. We're going to have to spend quite a bit to shift them all inside, but you know what? I feel like it's going to be worth it in the long run. We're not going to do anything else with this space here, so I think having some cacti chilling out in here is going to be for good. Now, are we going to want 3 or 4? Well, looks like we can fit 3. Can we fit 4? It's a bit of a push, but we can. You know what? We're going to go for it. We're gonna push the boundaries of cacti technology. Reason being as well, I think we actually want to start making some chew sticks. Chew sticks primarily for our animals, because we're starting to get low on food down there. We have more than enough food ourselves. We're looking pretty good overall. And actually going off that, we can use Gary to swap some of that food over, just so that the rest of our animals have a semi-decent source of food available to them. There we go. Our team are running inside, placing down those materials for us, getting those barrels up and running, because otherwise the cacti are just going to sit there in inventories, not being able to be used. Rimmon is going to be a very busy boy now, running that water backwards and forwards, but I really think that our water woes have been solved, and some. With these being level 3 wells, we're going to have more than enough water. We are going to need a fair amount of it though. If you remember, we need it over here, where, not the grain silo, actually, no, here, the bread oven is where we need it. So, useful for us to have that close at hand, and finally when we start creating alcohol, we're going to need it for that as well. So, we got multiple reasons why we need that stuff. Ruka, thankfully, is nice and busy over here. We have both Rain and Oberlin keeping those resources rolling in. And having a look at our building materials, we are starting to get lower, but we are using them, and we can see that there are sections of the wall which have actually been constructed. Go us. Now, unfortunately, we couldn't get a ramp closer to this position here, but I still feel like that's okay, because we're going to have most of our defenses set up on that side there. What's going to get a little tricky, and I think the way that we're going to get around this, is by having another gate on that side there. We're going to demolish this wall here and turn that into a gate, because I think what would end up happening is our defenders will fall back from that position and just run around to that side there. It'll give them a chance to maybe get on top of this main building, or even, you know what, that gate should hold for a little bit. Who knows what's going to happen in a siege? Anything can happen. Kitchi, you are constructing as well. Pretty much everyone is constructing, and what we'll notice is that if things kind of fall by the wayside because engineering is a priority for many of our people, so they're going to be running off and doing that. But overall, I think we're still looking okay in terms of our job distribution. Look at that, it's all starting to flow up. Unfortunately, we will have a few places like this where there looks like there's a little bit of a gap. It's not large enough for someone to fit between those, so we'll say it's safe. It's safe, right? Yeah. And this is a little larger than I was originally intending it to be, but just when I kind of got to this position here, I was like, well, there's this great little hill. If we can utilize that as well, that would work out quite nice. We're getting ever closer to the Band of Bones. I really feel like we're going to have to deal with them before too long. We're not going to worry about knocking down anything else inside of here until this outer wall has been built, because we don't want to make ourselves vulnerable for no good reason. We could actually shut this gate now. Not that I think that's going to really do much, because obviously we've got a whole heap of open terrain around us. You know what? We'll just leave it as is. Who knows, sometimes the AI could get excited and just want to attack that gate, thinking that, well, if there's a gate there, surely it means that there's no way through, so we have to attack that first. I think they're smart enough to figure it out for themselves. Well, our cacti storage has been completed. No reason for us to fill it up yet, but we will be filling it up before long. We're actually going to demolish most of these and move them. And, well, another thing that's going to be demolished eventually are these iron refineries here. I would like to move them on the other side of this wall, have them out on this side, have a bit more of like an iron district going on here. We could actually even have it up here by the iron itself. Would kind of make a lot of sense, it's where it's coming from. But then building on slopes, I'm not always a fan of that. I think having a proper district for it over here would do well, and it's going to keep the machines away from where our people are eventually going to be sleeping, which is inside this area here. Yeah, it's in a ring. These windmills as well, they're not going to be staying in place. They're going to be moving towards the corners of our base, purely just because, again, reducing all of that noise that we have inside where our folks would actually be trying to relax and unwind. Another thing that we need to do, and I've neglected to do so far, is to remove these iron plates. These need to get brought and dropped off inside here. Currently no one is doing that, so again, we're going to have a look and see who's not doing too much. Right now Hamid is without a job, so maybe we'll go give him an extra one. And yep, that is easy enough to do. He is meant to be operating a grain silo and the hemp farm, but there isn't anything for him to do in regards to that right now, so stealing iron from this, running it inside, that's a nice quick little job for him to do every now and then. I don't think we're going to see these getting maxed out that often that he won't be able to keep up with it, so he's going to go between the two of these, collecting iron each time and running it on back inside. Safe, secure, and readily available for us to make use of. Ruka, how is this going? Well, we're actually out of building materials, which is unfortunate. This is running as fast as it can, but it was going to happen eventually, and so with that, we are going to have to take a little bit of a journey, taking both Sand and Gary. So, Gary, is there anything that we can sell right now? I think there is. I think we can make use of some of the armor and other bits and pieces that we have at the moment. The junk bows are standard. We have our guardless katanas. They're worth a fair amount, actually. We're going to go ahead and take two of them, leaving one of those behind, so that should one of our troop need them, they'll be able to make use of that. And our armor that's in here, we have a whole heap that we really don't need to be holding on to. The specialist trade leathers, I'm very tempted to hold on to though. We're going to go ahead and put the rest in here. Have them available for sale. We're going to keep those spiked helmets just because I think there are actually some of us here that aren't making use of those. And finally, let's have a look at our resources, because we're kind of got a lot of iron right now. We have a lot of copper as well. We're not really using copper for too much. So Gary, how about you take a whole heap of that, and we'll see if we can sell that off at the same time. So Sand and Gary, we're we're going to be heading off towards the way station and maybe even Squin. More than likely running back here first though. Now Gary, you are having a bit of a hard time there, aren't you, bud? How did you do this, Gary? How did you manage to get behind here? Now come on, run around. There we go. That's a good Gary. Together we go. Wow, excellent job, team. Oh, okay. They've completed so much more of that than I actually anticipated them to have done. That's what happens. You just set them to work, you let them do their thing, and they do it. Looks like Sand is going to run ahead of Gary. That's okay. We'll get an idea of what's going on. We'll let him do his Sandy thing. And hopefully, no more of these buggers for at least a little while. I think they're far enough away as well that we're not considering to burn them, to incinerate them, which I guess that's alright. Dogmeat, how are you doing? You could probably do with a bit of a proper rest. And the fact that you're running back now, oh, you'll be running back for food. That's okay. With you being close enough, I would like one of the others to grab you after you've had something to eat. Saru, actually, if you could see to Dogmeat. And as you're running past, we're going to go ahead and pick you up. Dogmeat, come back here. Don't run away. We'll try as best we can. There we go. Alright, now, have a proper rest. Our other doggos will more than likely come and assist Dogmeat here, who is sleeping and is actually recovering. Good, good. Poor Rosie and Parker don't really know what they're doing at the moment, but that's okay. Gary's still on his way up there. Sand is already at the place, goddamn. So iron plates aren't really an issue for us right now. It's just the building materials that we're going to be going through like ridiculously quickly. Yeah. How is our supply in here? 30. That's good. Hammer, you're keeping yourself nice and busy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And should he need to go to his farm, he will, which is good. So I feel like that's actually working out as we wanted to at this stage. It's a quiet one for us so far, but I don't know how long that will remain quiet for. Once we have this wall constructed, I feel like that's our construction done for now. We're not going to worry about expanding out more at this point before we try to deal with an enemy that is down here. That is most certainly our goal. Gary, you can go top knot. I think that is as fast as you can go. He is very weighed down right now with all of the ore that he has on him, so we'll start off by trying to sell that. Then we'll have a look at selling our armor. Sand, we'll go ahead and give you your backpack back, and we'll go ahead and get things sold. I will see you all in a moment. Okay, we have picked up some food, among other bits and pieces. Sand actually has a fair bit in his inventory. More than I actually thought he did. Didn't realize you were holding onto all of these. He has been doing a little bit of work that we, well, didn't realize he was doing. So thank you, Sand. We appreciate that. But now the rest of us are going to run on back down. You can see that Gary is loaded with supplies, and while it's probably not going to be enough for actually to complete the project, it's a fair amount. It'll get us a little bit further, which is what we are after. Wow, a lot of people resting, and actually with Hobbs resting, that means that we've completed our research for now, which, well, there was a lot of that. We could have a look at, researching something else, but right now we are still a little limited by what we can make. Some splint kits wouldn't be too bad. It does require one ancient science book, and I feel like it's probably going to be better for us to just save up on those for now. Yeah, we'll do that. But we'll let the rest of our group continue doing what they do, and it looks like it's just this side of the wall that needs to be completed. Then, after that, everyone's protected. We've got both of our, ore sources within the walls. We have a visitor, a Shek fighter, who's just wandering around. Yeah. Hong, where are you off to? you're off to do some engineering. That's good. Ridley's home is still just chilling out here for now. Something that we might want to have a look at doing is putting some water storage up here as well for Ridley, although sometimes having multiple storages, if this actually gets full, which it might do, we're already up to 29 water, and I think, we are still producing more and more all the time, so really there's no excuse for us to not have water. Yeah, we do need to improve our wheat farming, and the way that we're going to be able to do that is by effectively stopping our sandwich production. We need a lot more wheat than we currently have coming in at this stage. So I think improving that is going to be our goal. Yeah. One thing at a time though. One thing at a time. I love the bread. Thank you. Good. I don't think anyone's actually running the bread to here right now, but I don't think we're also likely for that to overflow. Surely we can store more than one piece of bread in there at a time. Usually Firebone comes and collects it anyway and gets on creating. Yeah. Making us some more sandwiches. And our dust witches should be looking pretty good. Actually, I didn't realize we had cacti storage down here as well, so that's even more cacti storage. Might be overkill, but in saying that, we've already got 60 bloody cacti inside there. So yeah, we've got a lot of cacti, we've got a lot of water. That means that we can make a lot of chew sticks. I'm almost tempted to make a separate cooking station that is primarily just for making chew sticks. I mean, why not? It's going to keep our animals fed. Let's have a look at doing that. We're going to go to crafting, and it is going to instead be food, rather, and it's going to be into the cooking stove. Can we place it in here without it being too troublesome? That is always the real question. Now, this is probably going to change to where the bar is before long, so we can just have that here temporarily. Yeah, 2 iron plates. We should be able to achieve that easily enough, and it looks like Green is just dragging around a corpse with them, because that's what he does. He must have been halfway through incinerating that one. Good on you, buddy. Good on you. And Sand and Gary have returned. Very good. Let's get those jobs turned back on Sand. I don't think you have anything extra, just that food. Let's see if we can get that dropped off. Are you too far away? You are not. That is good. Good for us. And as for Gary, we are going to divvy out these resources now. And wow, we actually managed to fill up our supplies there. So we'll just do the good old drop the plates on the ground. Alright, and our team are doing what they do best, getting back to work. Getting that wall closer to completion. I'm thinking we're going to have to run and get some more supplies before we're able to finish that. Although in saying that, I don't need 2 building materials per. It all just depends on how long they are, each piece, and for a lot of these curves, they do take a lot more material. I didn't want it to be just completely straight, especially in areas like this, because I wanted us to have a fair, shot at getting one on either side of the wall. If they decide to try and attack one point, I feel like we've got the area pretty well covered, as best as you can. Yeah. And before long, we're actually going to be able to upgrade these outer walls even further, I think. More than likely, these inner walls won't get upgraded past this point, but our outer walls, yeah, they can definitely get bigger. There is a part of me that wants to add more on the inside as well, have everything kind of sectioned off, so have the iron district, have it be its own thing that can be locked down. I think that would be the safest way to run things. Can get a little messy, and I imagine it would kind of screw with the pathfinding a little bit, but it's something that we can approach when we come to it. Stubbs, how are you doing out here, my friend? Working on that wall, protecting the people, doing what he does best. And we have a large group of very happy animals, although Gotaga, what are you doing there, buddy? Just kind of hanging out? I think it's because Oren might be stuck here. There we go. How about we just clear the way there, Gary? Yeah. Barker, you're just hanging out as well? Oh, of course, because poor Dogmeat is still recovering. But nearly 100, that's not bad. We'll see if we can get someone to grab you as they're running past. Hobbs, how about you go ahead and pick up Dogmeat? There we go. And we'll go ahead and put dog meat down. Not that kind of put down, just release. We will release dog meat. And the others are going to go chasing after it. Go Tiger, you are a champion of the people. We love you, little goat. We'll do all we can to keep you safe from the cruel, cruel world that is Kenshi. If that baby goat dies, we riot. Let's just hope we aren't too late with this war. Soon, our goat shall be safe. Soon, all of us shall be safe. Well, safer. We're getting that much closer. We're looking good, team. We are also looking like we're out of materials as well. I'm not surprised. We're putting a lot into this. Yeah. We could have a look at dismantling this now, this makeshift wall. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Bing. And just like that, it is done. And surprisingly enough, it was actually really easy for me to place this in. I thought it was going to be an absolute nightmare, but it was barely an inconvenience. There we go. Now, these farms, they're not going to stay here. They are going to move. In actual fact, I'm going to probably redesign our farming here completely. Yeah, it's worked for us for now, but there is a fair bit of work that needs to be done there still. And the way that we're going to do that is by starting off with small farms. Small farms across all of them, and then just growing it from there. I think having more large farms than like lots of small is definitely better. Just because it becomes too much micromanagement for them to maintain. And what gets really difficult is the number of plants. It just goes up and up and up, and there is only so long that you can harvest for. I don't think we've had a time where plants have gone bad, but it can happen. So it's worth us paying attention to that, because we could be losing out on resources just because we have too many things to actually manage. Yeah, look at that. Closer still. And it's a little wonky here, granted, but I mean, it's holding together. And with the arrival of day, we are nearly done on this wall. We are getting closer, but those resources are elusive. I imagine as soon as Ruka is done with those, they are getting snapped up real quick. Yeah. We're on that final stretch. The last corner is all that is left to be constructed. We have used all of the building materials that were around here at this stage, and we are oh so close to finishing this thing off. You're all running back with your supplies of copper. Copper that is now very well protected behind this beautiful wall here that stretches on for quite a ways. Again, much bigger than I anticipated, but that's part of the fun. Definitely part of the fun. Yeah. And I kind of like the outside bits that we have here. Whether they will help us strategically in any way, we'll find out. Yeah. And as soon as that's done, that bit there, we are going to begin that assault. I've been keeping my eyes peeled in the direction of that big old rock, and I've been trying to think how we might best attack it, how we might best take it down. Sand has a little bit of assassination experience, but not as much as I would like. Actually, while we're working on this last piece here, maybe he might be able to improve that somewhat, although we might be past that point. On 20 assassination, I think our current dummy that we have takes us up to 29. It's not massive, but it's a bit of an increase. So Sand, yeah, go ahead and train for a little bit there. Saru, you have maxed out, well, nearly your melee attack, so we'll leave you with that for now. But Sand, yeah, practice your technique there a little bit more. We'd like that a lot. Oh, no one's running out there. Not yet. But soon we'll see someone. Redman, are you going to go sit around all the way over there? Yeah, good job. Run back. It's funny because there's a lot of places for them to sit, nice and close, but they just seem to really like Ridley's place. For some reason. And of course, Ridley likes to just come and sit up here.
just chill out and wait. Because, I mean, all Ridley is doing right now is just operating this one farm. We're not really utilizing her too much, but I feel like it does kind of fit her shtick. She's not really into people that much and staying in one place, so she's just kind of wistfully staring off towards the swamp and wondering when she'll be heading out next. A little while, Ridley. A little while. Ruka, how is it going? Are we any closer? Well, it's actually the morning. There is a chance that they might have resupplied, so I'm half tempted just to send Sand and Gary back up the top. Sorry, Sand, I know we just got you training, but yeah, you got a lot more to go. Oh, Gary, you have an assassination skill of 7. You, my friend, you are our true secret weapon. Okay, well, I think I'm going to get them running up at the same speed this time, or try to. Yep, they seem to be going along just fine. Alright team, up to the way station. Let's see if they have any supplies.
And that is actually a yes. They do have supplies. Fan-freaking-tastic. We'll take the wheat straw, we will take the iron plates. Good news for us. We'll even take the cotton. Why not? Why not? We'll go ahead and sell off those. The heart protector too. And we'll go sell these godless katana for a decent profit. Good. And look at that. We're still above board. Fantastic. Well, let's take the 2 of you. Let's get you running back home, back to the sandpit, and actually back at the sandpit, we should have a few other projects completed, namely, yes, our little stove here. We're going to go ahead and change this output to chew sticks, and we're going to put the repeat queue turned on. Now let's see, Kiji and Firebone, we're going to get you both involved with this, so one or the other should be working on that. We're going to move engineer right to the bottom for both of them there. Let's see. Kiji, yeah, you do have engineering quite high. I'm going to go ahead and remove that for now. I think you might actually be operating that loom when the others get back. But we'll see. We should be able to get one of them working on here. There we go. Taking some resources there, Kiji. And making us some chew sticks. Fantastic. So we're just going to have to remember to transfer them out here, so that our animals have something to eat. Because we have more than enough. These dust witches, I mean, I would have thought, like, we've got a lot now. We've got 31. We've got 31, yet we are able to keep them all fed, which is, well, I thought quite a task, but one that we're actually managing so far. Hey, wow, you two are really quick. And who do we have outside here? That's a little concerning. 100 Guardians. Okay, that's good. You guys can just come and say hello anytime you like. You are more than welcome. Sand, let's get you straight back onto jobs. I think, yeah, no, you do have jobs enabled right now. Look at that. Well, I'm going to interrupt and tell you not to do it. Assassination training for you, my friend. Gary, we are going to go ahead and divvy out those resources. And our iron is still at max capacity. I really need to try and free up some of that. That's a lot. Okay, and with that, our last little bit of construction should be underway. There is a chance that it might be a little bit too far for them to reach, possibly, because we don't see anyone immediately running towards that action. Our iron plates are still kind of hanging out here for now. Something that we can do to help with that is start creating blades once again. We could be going for our godless katanas, which did seem to be a pretty damn decent blade for us to be making, so it's either that or we go straight for a katana. No, we're going to go for the godless. And that will also give Park something to do with his time, and something for us to use our plates on. But yeah, no one is jumping into action right now. So let's have a look and see if we can get someone to head on out there. Let's see. Lars, we do have you set as an engineer. Are you likely to grab any of those things? No, it doesn't look like it. So we're going to grab those materials and we're going to start to head over in that direction. We might need to force this construction here for the last step, which is, well, annoying, but we made it through almost all of it without having to do any of this, so that's something of a success in my mind. We're probably going to have others run out once construction starts. It's just the bringing of resources that seems to be an issue. No one's joining. Not yet. Oh wow, it's one whole thing. Oh, Lars. Buddy. Well done. And with that, we have completed the great expansion. The sandpit is now enclosed. Wow. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy with how quickly that's actually come together. And so with that, we need to get ourselves a combat squad fitted out. And so, let that process begin. Okay, our team has assembled. All of our folk here, Santa was just running back inside to get some dried meat, but they are all here. They are ready. Some of them maybe a little injured, but all of them prepared to do some damage. So we're going to head outside of our gate and on towards the enemy. We've got quite a fair number of us here. It would be good for us to try and stay together, but at the same time, I think having them move at their own speed is also good. We're just going to wait at each kind of staging point for everyone to kind of catch up. We're going to go and close their outer door. There's no reason for us to have it open now. And this group, well, they're going to be heading in. Really, Rosie and Barker probably shouldn't be with us. But, you know, they're going to do what they're going to do, which is try and follow Dogmeat. What do we have over here? We have, some hivers. And you know what? They kind of are heading this way, and they are being attacked by the Band of Bones currently. Well, we could make use of this. This is potentially fortuitous. They have started an attack. We could rush in to aid them. I think now's the time. Yeah, look at this attack that's going on. Well, let's see if it's going to be possible. Band of Bones, we're going to go ahead and attack unprovoked. Our team are going to start running in, and they have actually already started running in. Sand somehow inexplicably has put his backpack back on, even though I took it off him. The same thing with Park. How do they do it? No one knows. Oh dear. Okay, we are engaging the enemy. We have pack beasts helping us out. We are trying the best we can to get started in this fight, although it looks like the way that we're positioned right now, we are just fighting one right now, but what we want to do is actually attack all. So let's see if we can have a look at the Band of Bones, what remains of them, attack unprovoked, and we should be able to attack all at that point. There we go. We are getting right into the thick of it now. Sand, Oblin, Park, all going after one. The Band of Bones are now hostile towards us. You know, gotta say, kind of felt like they were already pretty hostile. Plus, this gives us a chance to help out the hivers. It is difficult to tell who is really winning this fight, but I gotta say, I think it is us. I'm seeing good green shots coming through. Park just doing absolutely excellent damage. Dogmeat now finally getting an attack from the side there, but these fighters, they do not go down without taking a fair bit of damage first. You can see that our other friends out here, Hong trying to take a shot with that crossbow. Let's actually get you up on the hill there. Look at you running like an expert. I think you might be potentially hitting our own people there occasionally, but you know, it's all part of it. There we go, and I think that's actually all of them down. Somehow. Wow. Well, I gotta say, it was a lot of it is thanks to the hivers that were here with us. Our poor Stubbs went down. I think he was one of the only people that actually ended up going down. Stubbs bloody Mimoso. Yup, even Barker is still up. Look at this. Oh, buddy. Maybe he went a little too hard. He had a little bit more to prove. So, what I'm going to do now is, seeing as they're all down, seemingly so, looks like our hivers, the friends here, are just going to carry on doing what they're doing. I don't think there's any of them here that we can talk to. Ah, yes there is. Well, Sand, how about you go ahead and make contact? We also want to have a look through these bodies to see if we can find anyone that might have a bounty on them, because the possibility is most certainly there. Let's go make friends, first of all.
Take a look at what we've got, No Hive.
Let's see your supplies. They have a lot of wheat. A lot of wheat. And I would love to get that wheat planted. Gary, if only you were here.
Out of training. Yes, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Now, unfortunately, we can't stack in this backpack either, so we could only get, 10. It's not much. It's not much. We could get some here as well. Out of trading range. Damn it. Really, you're nice and close. Ah, well, it is what it is. What can you do? Hong, are you remotely close? No, out of trading range as well. Damn. Well, you got to be really close with them. Okay, well, that's that. We're going to go through and have a look at these Band of Bone members. Most of them who are unconscious now, not for long. We'll see if we can find anyone that has a bounty. There's so many of them here that finding their leader is going to be a little difficult. Ah, Tora the Fearless. There we go. Park, how about you go ahead and grab Tora the Fearless. We're just going to go ahead and loot her first. Make sure that we drop her blade on the ground. On the ground. On the ground. There we go, on the ground. And we'll go ahead and pick up Tora. Excellent. Okay, looking at the rest here. No. So what we want to do now is just go around and effectively disarm all of them. So it's going to take a little bit. I will be back with you all in a moment. Now, I believe I've gone through all of them here. All of them, taking all of their blades. And what I'm going to try and do with that is go back over towards our friend here and see if he's willing to take them off us for scrap or for some other purpose. He doesn't have a huge amount of cats actually available, but we're going to go ahead and trade what we can of those blades, almost all of them. Not bad. I will take that as a positive. And, well, we'll take this place as ours for now. Not actually owning it per se, but we have control of it. Stubbs has risen back up. The other Band of Bones members here, many of them are currently playing dead. How long they choose to do that for, well, I'm sure they're going to pop up as soon as we leave this place. And I'm not actually seeing anything in these barrels at all. Really, we want to clear this place out. You know what? We might actually have to bring them back with us. That's entirely possible. And keep them for a time before we can, well, return them to authorities at Squin. It's something that we wanted to do a long time ago. It was help the Queen with her berserker problem. I believe she was at Neucralia, or it could have been at Mag. That is, well, that's a question for another time, one that I can't quite remember right now. So we are going to go through with our group here and try and pick up as many of these Band of Bones members as we can. The ones that we can see that are actually playing dead. So Park already has one. Oh, and they are up and ready to attack because I think they knew exactly what we had in mind for them. So we'll see if we can quickly put them back down where they belong. Actually, one of them still had a blade. Wouldn't you know it? Hopefully no one gets too damaged and a wolf den has been wiped out. I don't believe that is this here, as this is not a wolf den. This is the exile camp and it is still active from what we can see. Actual number of residents dead. So yeah, to be sure, we are going to go and actually pick up all the rest. So Saru, you can go ahead and grab your bone. Hong, same thing here. And we're going to go through the rest of our team that are around here, just getting them to pick up those that remain. Okay, I think that should be all of them. Let's have one last little look together. But I'm pretty sure that's a lot. We missed one. Rain, how about you go ahead and grab this one for us? Thank you very much. And that's all of them. That's all the members that were here. There could be others still roaming the sands around here, but for now, we are victorious and it feels good. We're not leaving anyone behind as well. Some of our troop are going to be a little bit slower, but all in all, we're looking okay. Oh, Green, we did leave you behind, buddy. I'm sorry. I think it was probably for the best. He would have just shot us all in the head. Yeah. More than likely, that is what would have occurred. We do have some others that are
checking the place out. Ah, just more warriors. Well, that's okay. Let's go ahead and open the door. We will get on the floor. However, we will not do the dinosaur. We will just grab everyone else, bring them back inside the walls, and then get their jobs on. Are they going to do the jobs where they're wielding a person? Yeah, probably not the best idea. We are going to need somewhere to store all those people, and there's a lot of them. You know what? I feel like here isn't actually too bad of a place for us to have cells. We're going to need a few of them, judging by the amount that we have running back inside here now. So I'm going to get constructing, and then we'll get those prisoners placed. Okay, I have designated 6 of them to be constructed. They do take a fair amount of plates to get built, but we have a whole heap of plates just sitting here, so hopefully that should be a pretty quick process. They are going to be working while carrying some of these folks, so we'll see if we can get that done rather quick. See, the thing is though, this is actually improving their strength at the same time, and I don't generally like to do it too often if I can avoid it, because it is a little gamey. Generally, you got to be pretty gamey in Kenshi to survive, but sometimes we can make it by. Oren, you aren't doing any jobs right now. Operating ore drill. Probably because we are completely filled on resources. I am assuming. Looks like Zith has decided to go have a bit of a rest. That's perfectly fine. Let's have a look at our iron here. Yep, it is completely full. And these are also full. So that means that, oh, it's because this is full as well. Of course, well, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, we are not using iron plates fast enough. That's fine. That's okay. That's something that I did not expect us to be running into. We can actually go ahead and turn this back on. Power, and allow it to jump back into action. Now, this is just still only the first version of it. We can upgrade it further, should we need to. I don't think we're going to need to just yet. Looks like this one is complete. Indeed it is. So Park, with Tora the Fearless, how about we... Well, we can lock it. Can we put Tora inside of there? We should be able to. Sand, you're working on this one here. No, that is also done. So let's have a look and see if you can drop off in here. Put in. There we go. Okay, and it is locked. Just like that. Excellent. Okay, let's see. Stubbs, you have someone here. We can only lock, we can't place. Interesting. I think it's probably because they have to change things up. Oh, that, or I just didn't have you selected. There we go. Excellent. That's another. Let's see, where do we want the leader to be? The leader could be right on the end, possibly, or could be here. Park, go ahead and place her in here, thank you. Saro, I know that you had someone as well. Hong, do you have someone? You do? We probably have more people than we have cells for right now. Quite possible. Okay, that's 2 more spaces. Saru, you're running over with your person. Let's see, is anyone else carrying a human? Hobbs, thank you. Get back over here. You're inner, and we'll go ahead and get that person placed. Anybody else? Anybody else carrying a prisoner? Okay, there's Hobbs. Stubbs, you are running up to that bed incredibly quickly, my good friend. Yeah, everyone else seems to be okay. What about out in the fields here? Are we carrying any people? Yes, we are. Low, both Low and Hamlet. So we need 2 more. Okay, well, I guess we're adding them. Oren has one as well. We need to add 3 more. All right, well, I guess they're going across this way. Okay, we'll see if that's going to be enough for us. We will have to remember that they are in here. We don't want to keep them here for too long. Tora is actually critical condition right now, so let's see. Hobbs, do you have any medical supplies? You do not.
Yes, you do. Okay, how about you go and first aid Tora, because she is going to be valuable to us. We want to keep her alive. We do have another that's dying. One that's hungry, recovery, coma, and crippled. Okay, so the one that's dying, we'll make sure that we attempt to save them as well. But Tora is that priority for us to begin with. We'll let them finish those other 3. Yeah, not sure how we're going to deal with them yet. We might let them go. Now, quite a few of you have wanted me to use the prisoner recruitment mod in this. I'm kind of tempted, but I'm not so sure at the same time. I haven't settled on that yet. We'll go ahead and save this one for now. Let's see, hungry, because that's the thing. We've got to keep these prisoners fed. That's not a small task in itself. Yeah, I'm assuming that we must feed them somehow. I'm not sure because there isn't a job that we can give them by the looks of things that enables them to do that. Let's see, that one there is complete, so we'll go ahead and get Low. Okay, another one complete. Low, you can go ahead and place your prisoner in here. Hammett, you can place your prisoner in here. And we've got one extra, because I think we still have someone running around. Oh yes, Oren. Oren, you also had someone, didn't you? Let's see. And yes, we do. Okay. Are they alive? Critical. Okay. I think at the very least I want to keep them alive for now. So that means grabbing Hobbs and saving a life. We're trying to at the very least. Recovery, coma. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're not bad warriors. I mean, their strength is really good. And that's where I have a little bit of an issue with the prisoner recruitment mod. I feel like, yes, it is difficult to take down someone that's strong, but if you're able to just gang up on one person with a whole group, you can very easily get yourself quite a strong person. So I am more of the mindset of that I feel like it makes the game maybe a little too easy. We'll have to do something with this group, that's for sure. We will need to do something. I haven't decided what yet, but I mean, they've caused us some pain. Now, we could theoretically use them for training. I mean, look at the place that we have here. Close that gate, have Park stand in there and fight them. Not a bad choice. And have Hobbs come along and just patch them up. It's not a great life for them, but it's a life. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm wondering if we have a food barrel close to here, if they would be able to access it. They might be able to, and that could be a way for us to keep them fed. We have nothing in here currently, but we do have a whole heap of chew sticks. Look how fast those chew sticks have been coming out. Very quickly, very, very quickly. And so with that, we'll go ahead and take all of those. Yeah, who knows? They might actually even be able to access the food sticks from there. I'm not sure how that works in a gameplay sense. But if they could, well, I'd be okay with that. Maybe we'll just need to move that out to here so that our animals will come out here to feed. And yes, that would mean that our prisoners were feeding from or rather eating from our animal trough. You know what? We are going to get it closer. So I'm going to go ahead and get one placed down. I think it might be under farming. Or actually storage. Animal feeder. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and place that around about here. I'd hope that they would be able to access some of that as a potential. And we'll let that get completed first before we look at deconstructing that or anything. Hey, look at that. The plates have actually been picked up and put away. Or rather, they've been used. And that's good. Yeah, we're going to have to create some more storage. Some more iron plate storage. Although I imagine that that's actually taking up quite a bit of those plates at the same time. So generally, we're looking okay. Alright, Gary, let's get some things moved. Okay, they are now at the new place. Whether or not they are going to be able to access that food, again, I have no idea. Not the faintest idea. Yeah, I don't even seem to be able to select the people that are in there right now.
There we go. We just need to get off Gary to start with. Gary, you can keep a watchful eye on them. Make sure that they're seen to. There might actually even be an option about prisoners and feeding them. Quite possibly. We're going to go ahead and first aid you. Yeah, you know what? I think they are going to be for training. That's the direction that we're going to go in there. It's something, right? Okay, so nothing in the menu expressly dealing with prisoners. We'll just have to see how that goes. If I'm doing anything wrong, I'm sure you will all let me know. But we got ourselves some Band of Bone members and even Tora the Fearless. I would love to drag Tora up towards the Queen as a gift for us settling in her lands. Yeah, I feel like that would earn us some favor. And just look at this. We can go ahead and close this door now. And the world outside will have no way to get in yet. We got a whole heap of turrets and harpoons and things like that for us to place down, which we will be doing. I would love to get some form of tower in here. Don't know what we would put in there yet. Don't know if there is a building that I can get that would work as a kind of like a tower. It would be great to have those on each corner of the walls. We'll see. We'll check that as the days go by. And Ridley, look at that. Oh, Ridley, you've got a person too. Well, I guess this one's going to get lucky. We're going to go ahead and release them. For better or for worse, we'll let them go. I'm actually really liking how high off the ground this gate is. So we'll go ahead and open the door and we'll drop them on the floor. Through you go, Ridley. And we'll go ahead and drop this one on the ground. There you go, it's your lucky day. You're unconscious, you're not dying, so it's your lucky day. There we go, and with the closing of that door, we reach the end of today's episode. Well, the expansion went well. Much better than I could have anticipated, and now we have an area completely cut off from the outside world. No more spiders. Well, there will still be spiders, but they'll have to try and come through our front door to be able to get to us. And I think that's a good thing. And look at that. That one survivor did make it away. And whether or not they go straight back to the Band of Bones, I'm not sure. They are the last one, and apparently everyone there is dead, so maybe that's the end of them. Let's have a look at the factions. Well, looking at factions, Band of Bones are still here. We can see that they are negative 54 with us, but they're still alive. They're not gone. There may be members elsewhere for all we know. But yes, for now, our little home is safe, secure, and separate from the world. There's a lot more to this expansion. All kinds of things are going to be going down over the next few episodes. Please give me your suggestions as well. If you'd like to see your own districts and separate areas of the sandpit, let me know, and I might be able to implement them. But for now, I have been Rycon. You have all been awesome. Our base is no longer a fish. And until next time, stay tuned. Thank you all for joining me for another episode of Kenshi. If you don't know it already, you can pick up the very first piece of Rycon Roleplays merchandise featuring Leonidas Aventus, the Dragonborn himself. There will be more items added to the store in the coming months, all available at ryconroleplays.com/store. And finally, I'd like to extend a great big thank you to our Legion on Patreon, who continue to make this content possible.